had nobody ask me as of recently, so I'll use that next time. That's right. I came out the water. Way in the water. Come on in here.
Yes.
The legend.
Yes. I apologize, everybody. I forgot that my phone was connected to my earpieces, and I couldn't find the case. I was like, I gotta find this case because I can't hear.
It's okay. You are totally fine. You are totally fine. How was your day, my beloved bestie?
It was great, or it is a great day anyway, because, well, I haven't put the holster on, so you're gonna get movement. But yeah, today has been great. I had to rest. For whatever reason, this deep sleep just fell over me. So I said, okay, if that's what we're doing today, that's what we're doing today. But I did want to get on and say that today is my centennial for my other fraternity, Alpha Phi Omega National Co-Ed Service Fraternity. We are literally internationally recognized. And so, with if anybody knows anything about an organization or about getting things started, for an organization to last 100 years, that is like amazing. I can't wait till we get up here and say, guess what? Back in the day, me and Nancy created Cards and Conversations almost 100 years ago, and you're still watching our videos. And guess what? Our voices may go down, but we're still looking good. Oh.
I ain't gonna never be that old. But you know, when you get up there in your double, triple digits, I'm gonna be like, yeah. Me personally, I'm only getting wiser. I don't age, okay? Because you know black don't crack.
Okay. Okay. It's funny
because she was getting so exhausted. Huh?
I was just telling a few people that because I read something recently, and it was like, you can tell a good person by the way that they age. And they were like, because good people, if you really look at it, people that have pure hearts do not age. Like,
they don't.
You know that they get older, but they keep that countenance, that youthful countenance. Yeah. And I was just like, oh wow, thank you.
I think I put up a post, or either I tweeted something of the likes, where I talked about how you can tell a person's stress level on their face, basically. Like your face, your stress level ages you. So that's why I said, if you are in a situation where you are stressed or you are being stressed by someone, release it, because that's going to age you. And you know, stress is the number one KILLER.
Yes, it is.
So that's where all of these ailments come from. You know, cancer and anxiety, depression, all of the above. So if you are around a stressful person or in a stressful situation, release that ish. Throw it away, release it, because it's going to age you. You are going to look older than what you truly are, because stress is the number one ager.
Exactly.
It's going to age you. So thank you for that download. So let's go ahead and get started. If it's your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I'm Ashley Anye, Nubian Queen, and I'm just here to help y'all heal, okay? And we're healing with humor, because laughter is always the best medicine. Talk to these people, King.
I am B. I am a goon. I am a tool for a spirit to use as spirit pleases. So you will see me operate in a multitude of gifts at any given moment in time. But as Ashley stated, we are here to simply help you heal. Whether we're going to hold your hands, we're going to cry along with you, we're going to make you laugh, we're going to make you dance. We may even have to pop those hands every now and then. But it is all to help you make sure that you get steered in the right direction.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Solange, for staying on with us. Yes. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's just dive right into tonight's topic. I've tried it. It keeps coming back. Girl, listen, some things come back because that door is open. You know, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, but you might need to shut the door on some things. It's going to be a new year real soon, so you might need to just put that bolt lock right on and just sweep the dust straight out the door. So I don't know what exactly you're referring to, but I'm just, giving you some advice. So okay, let's go ahead and deep dive into tonight's topic. So we are talking about divine connections, and it's not going to be solely focused on the chart, the birth chart. We're going to just talk about divine connections, and lots of you guys may wonder why you have like an attraction to to certain people, or why you feel like certain people feel like home, right? And they feel like home because you guys have had past lives with these people, and or these are your soulmates. Remember, soulmates can be someone who is not in a relationship with you. Soulmates can be platonic relationships. Soulmates can be family members. So if you guys have been feeling like certain people, certain individuals feel familiar, they feel like home, or even love interests, there's a reason behind that, okay? Even karmic bonds, these people just get you without explanation. Like even karmics, yes, karmic people. Me and Bestie, we've been like this.
We've been like this. Day one.
I wish I could say the sandbox. I wish I could say the sandbox,
right.
But it feels like we've been like this since the sandbox. And you will meet a lot of people where you feel like you just met them, but you've known them for lifetimes. Like you've literally spent decades with them. And it's just some connections that will make you feel like home, like you're coming home to yourself. And this is why I wanted to talk about this. I put up a reel today that was dedicated to all of my besties. Y'all know who you are. And this is what inspired tonight's topic, because I really feel like it's just certain people you have just made your family members, like, because you just feel that close to them, like the bond is unbreakable, and it's unexplainable. And that's why I made that Brandy reel today, because I had to dedicate that to all of my soul family. So if you've ever met someone and felt like, I know you, I know I'm just meeting you, but I know you, like, how, why, when, what, where, hi, why? This video is for you. This podcast is for you. All right. So what are divine connections in astrology? Let's start there. So in astrology, divine connections aren't just about romance. They show up as soulmates, best friends, protectors, teachers, long-term companions. These connections are revealed through planetary aspects, sign overlays, and house placements, especially involving the sun, moon, Mars, and Venus, and the nodes, of course. Astrology doesn't just tell you who to love, who you might fall in love with, who you're going to love, but it tells you how you interact, understand, and bond with someone, which is why it is so important to get not only a birth chart reading, but a reading in general. Just a reading to see what the stars looking like, what that love life looking like. All right. So let's start. There are certain aspects that will reveal why you guys have a instant connection with someone. All right. So let's start with the sun moon connection. So this is a classic and powerful one. If someone's sun sign matches your moon sign, like me and Brian, his moon sign matches my sun, right? So I'm a Sagittarius sun, he's a Sagittarius moon, or vice versa. This is a huge indicator of emotional understanding, like emotional understanding without having to explain. Like what's understood doesn't even need to be explained in this aspect, right? So the sun represents identity, ego, and force, right? The moon represents emotions, instincts, and inner needs. So when these two align, when you have a person that has your sun as their moon, it feels like you feel seen. Communication feels natural. Like you feel like you guys almost have a telepathic communication, like a telepathic connection. There's emotional safety. This can show up as soulmate energy, best friends for life vibes, long-term partnerships. It's the you speak my language connection, right? So this happens, again, when someone's sun falls in your moon or when your moon falls in their sun, right? So also, when you guys have the same moon sign, right? So the moon sign rules your emotions. So say you have a Cancer moon and your best friend has a Cancer moon. This is another indicator that you guys are going to have a deep emotional understanding. And if it's a love interest, you have deep emotional compatibility with each other. All right. You guys process things similar. You react the same way to stress and you comfort each other intuitively. This is a major indicator of lifelong bonds, best friends, or companionship. All right. Again, it doesn't have to be someone that is a love interest. It's just someone who just gets you. And as you get older, that tends to be important. Someone who you don't have to explain yourself to. Someone who not reads your mind, but someone who just gets you. Like they understand your silence, if that makes sense. When you're silent, they know why you're silent. Your silence speaks more volume than words ever could. And that's really important as you grow older because you're going to be doing 101 other things. So the last thing you want to have to worry about is trying to explain who you are to someone. So this is why this is so important when you're in a relationship to have these aspects. If you don't, there are other aspects in the chart that would help with the compatibility, but these are major signs that show that you'll have a deeper understanding. All right. So let's keep it moving. Venus connections. Now, Venus rules love, right? How you love, the way that you interpret love, all right? So if you guys have Venus connections, this is the indicator that you guys will have a divine love, mutual admiration, natural affection, all right? So if your Venus conjuncts the other person's moon, or if their Venus conjuncts your sun, this is a divine indicator that you guys will have an emotional and physical attraction. And I know I might be speaking like Vietnamese to a lot of people, but again, this can all be broken down in its simplest form with a reading, okay? Mm-hmm. Because it may sound like it's very complex, but it's not. Once you like get the basis of it, it's like riding a bike and you'll know long-term how to do it moving forward, okay? So this aspect is also an emotional and physical attraction. So Venus, again, it rules like your love, like how you show love, how you receive love, all right? So if someone, so if you have this aspect in your birth chart, this is going to show that emotional and physical attraction, and it's going to come, loving this person comes easy, and them loving you is going to come easy. This connection is going to feel easy, and nothing in life is easy. And it's not that this is like a major aspect to where this only matters, but this is something that would trump if you have other issues, okay? Because if you have a relationship to where everything is going wrong, you guys don't understand each other, you guys are always, at each other's throats. If you have this aspect, at least you guys understand each other in love. You might not agree on the bills, on religion, on how to raise the kids, but if you have this aspect, at least you guys can have some commonality. And I know that may sound crazy, but to somebody who's trying to find something in common with someone who they love, this is a major indicator that you guys see eye to eye when it comes to this, okay? So, yeah, guys, so it's like very, very important that you guys understand all the different houses. And of course, I'm not going to go through all of them right now, but the last section I want to get to is the 4th and the 7th house, all right? So the 4th house in your birth chart is about emotional safety, family, and home. The 7th house is about partnerships, okay? It's about soulmates, mirrors, love interest, and whatnot. So if someone's sun, moon, or Venus falls into your 4th house or your 7th house, they will feel like home. If their sun, moon, Mars, or Venus falls into your 4th house or your 7th house, they will feel like home. It will feel like a destined partnership, all right? And these are divine bonds that are familiar and grounding. And I've seen this with many people, with people who can meet someone on Monday, and on Friday they're like, I feel like I've known this person my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You have known them your entire life. Have you felt that way about anyone that you've met, B, that they're new, but you feel like there's a divine connection because you just have so much in common, and or there's just a magnetic attraction between you two?
Actually, yes. There was someone. I spoke about this person before, but he actually came to our graduation from App. Yeah, like as soon as we connected, it was just this instant, like, hey, I'll do this, you do that. It was instant. Um, Even to the point where he was the first person that I kind of brought home to mom.
Home?
But it was just, and it wasn't even a, hey mom, look who's in my life, because we weren't together. That's the other thing. We were not together. We were just we just connected. And
Okay.
I said, hey, I need to go to my mom's. You mind going with me? He was like, no, come on, let's go. I want to meet mom. And she see him, he see her. They get this connection. I was like, first of all, don't be don't be trying to take my mom. Like, what? But you know how my mom is. So
Yeah, I know how
right. So I'm sitting here like, ma'am, it hasn't even been 5 minutes and you like to this guy. But I mean, and we still talk, but the biggest indicator for me it was for New Year's one year. It had to been 2006 to 2007. We were at a club and we were dancing. And it's just, and if you've heard this story before, you're gonna hear it again. But we were dancing so much, so I'll say intimately and intricately, that people thought that we had created a whole routine. And we were like, no, we were just dancing. And they were like, what? And that's how our vibe was. Our energies were so high that whenever we went out, whenever we danced, people, it was just like this magnet. People would think, hey, you're together. And that's happened one other time with someone else. I do want to say this, that the person that I was just talking about is a Capricorn. This next person is an Aquarius. So I thought that was interesting because I do have both in my chart in different aspects. But with the Aquarius, we were just around each other. We were just hanging out, and people thought that we were a couple. And so
Aquarius?
yeah. So I just think that in both instances, when outside people can see that there's something, and other people can pick it up, then that's another indicator that you have some sort of a connection, divine connection for sure.
Okay.
Especially when other people can recognize it.
Yeah, it's that what do you call it? It's not a magnetic attraction. It's something else. It's like a illuminating aura that's around you, to where other people can like visually see it. So they're like, hi, Soraya.
Yes, hi.
So they're like, oh, that's like they're like, there's something up with them two people. Like they feel it. And you can feel that with divine connections. Other people can feel it. They sense it. And that's very prominent in divine connections. Twin flames, all of that. People can sense it, and they feel the intensity of the connections. So yeah, I picked up on that with a lot of different connections. But that's how divine connections are. Like they're here to teach, to heal, and to elevate. And so when you're in a divine connection, you have to differentiate between, is this something to teach me? Is this something to heal me? Or is this something to elevate me? Because like I said earlier, like you can be in a karmic connection and it feel divine and it feel familiar.
Exactly.
But it's just there to teach you. And I know we have all been in connections that we thought were going to be forever, but it was just a lesson. You know, even if it felt familiar or we felt like we were destined to be with that person. So that's why it's important for you guys to know who's here to teach you, who's here to heal you, and who's here to elevate you. And all these things can be found through a reading, through a birth chart reading. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
had something to say. I just thought when you said that, I thought about, so with the Aquarius, it was a very different type of situation that was happening. So much
Okay.
so that instantly his situation was popping up in my readings because I was like connected. And I looked at him one day and I just started talking and I said, "You have this, and this going on, don't you?" And he looked at me like, "How do you know that?" I said, "Because you're in my reading and I need you to get out because I'm trying to find stuff for me." It's so much so that I had to play this video for this guy for him to understand. And he was just like, he was the first person that ever told me, he was like, he said, I'm sorry. Y'all, it was hilarious because this is how big his energy was. His and my energy was connected. He looked at me and said, "You did some sort of witchcraft on me, didn't you?" And I was like, "No, sir. I don't have to do those things to attract." I'm sorry, baby. If you come on your own free will. I'm not pulling you in. Okay.
Let them know.
And I said, but this is your, and I, of course, I gave him a reading too, and I told him what he was dealing with and what he had to do. Now, I will say this was in my earlier stages of reading, so a lot of people were kind of like, okay, until they saw it for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but either way, I just thought it was interesting that this was like maybe day 3 of us knowing each other, and you're popping up in my readings. Like what? Yeah, day 3, not week 3, day 3, day 3, and I'm just like, okay, what is going on? But I also recognize, to your point, that this was a karmic lesson to see
See?
how I would react. Would I react the same way, or would I close the door and move on? And I closed the door and moved on. Now I still do think about this person because there were some things about him that he kind of let me know that I really believe he's never told anybody else. So for on that aspect, I am concerned for him. Like, where are you now? What is happening in
Mm-hmm.
your life now? Because when you have certain people like that, it's almost like you can be a watchman, but from afar. You
Mm-hmm.
can speak blessings and peace over somebody from afar. You don't always have to
Mm-hmm.
be there with them. And I think that as a Cancer sun, my thing has always been, I need to be with you at all times. I need to make sure that you're good at all times, and da 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 da, and da 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 da, and da 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 at all times. However, that was depleting my energy. As I have matured, I have learned that I can cut the cord and still pray for you from afar. You do not have to pull on my energy. You do not
Mm-hmm.
have to zap the life out of me, but yet I will keep you in my prayers. I will keep you in my positive thoughts, and I will send positive intention, towards you because I know that you need it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that I had to draw the line, especially, okay, this word just dropped down. So I was like, what? Okay. But as I ascend into something more, something coming more into who I'm meant to be, let me put it that way, right? I realized that it comes with detachment. It comes with silence.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't anything, I don't know who this is for, but I will share this. Sometimes if you've grown up in a space where you're always by yourself, that's a clear indicator that you're one that you're for the people, but you don't have to necessarily be in with the people. And so whenever you have divine connections, it is truly divine because they will help you get to where you're going, whether it's good or bad. Because I've had some bad situations that deterred me, and while everybody else went right, I went left, right? But in the end, it worked out in the first place. And I actually shared this yesterday. I did not do a spiritual progress report because I was asked by a couple to counsel them. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I was asked by a couple to counsel them, give them counsel. I do that too, sidebar. But either way, either way, what came out of it, and I don't mind sharing this, is that I was telling them the story of how when I had to leave when it was time for me on the I would say the precipice of me having to leave my job. I prayed a prayer and I said, if this is not meant for me, allow a situation to happen that will kind of separate me. Either you move this person up or do whatever you have to do. And I forgot about the prayer until yesterday. And because there was a girl on my team who was just nagging, she was very manipulative. And I was like, listen, you said the blessing, not curse. I pray for her promotion or something. When the opportunity presented itself, my team was being moved to another department, and I had the option of staying or going with the other team. And I said, no, I'm going to stay. Mm-hmm. And then it prepared me for my final exit. And when I did my final exit, Spirit was showing me, this is how I'm going to take care of you. Don't worry about a thing. Okay, don't worry about a thing. That's what that the song just came in. So again, it causes you when you're being divinely guided and divinely pushed, divine connections will help you to move like that, move to make an exit, move towards where you have to head, where you need to go for your growth. Not for anybody else's growth, but for your growth. And when you make those cuts and edits and deletions, you will see how it was necessary for the final product or for the final that final situation. And then you have people like Ashley who just come up and say, "Hey Bessie, I got an idea." And it's like, what? Okay. And then you find yourself in spaces such as Cards and Conversations. And you're just like, wow. And if you all saw last episode, I really thought we had only been a year in. For whatever reason, I really thought we were a year in. And then I was like, no, this is 2 years going on year 3 for us. It's been that fast, and that's what divine connections do. It seems so fast and so the word timeless is coming to me. Like it's no time, and then so many years have passed.
And that's an important aspect though, because before you guys know it, you can look up and you have spent 4 years trying to make something divine work or trying to make something karmic work. So that's why it's important to make sure that you are investing your energy into something that is productive and that is giving you a return in the end. Because time is moving expeditiously, like it's moving fast.
Yes, it is.
Rapidly. Like it's moving rapidly. So before you know it, you look up and it's 5 years invested into something.
Yeah, because just yesterday, me and Ashley was 19, and God, baby, we're not 19
and we
anymore.
Still look 19.
Okay, we still look 19 though. Okay.
Okay. long as we still got the 19 look, I don't care
Okay.
what the age say on my birth certificate. As long as I still got the glow, honey, that's all that matters. But seriously though, B, that's a good point that you make, because I really feel like people need to be intentional about what they're doing. Not only in romantic relationships, that job that you're at, is that job giving you the same energy that you're putting in? And what I mean by that is not the pay. The pay is going to come. If you are putting in the intentional work, the pay is going to come. What I mean is, are you getting something so fulfilled from that job? Because that's what truly matters. Yes, the pay matters. You got to pay your bills, but is it soul fed? Are you being so fulfilled from that job? And a lot of people are working just because they have to, not because, or no, they're working because, yeah, they have to. But what you want to make sure that you're doing is that making sure that your job is aligned not only with being able to pay your bills, but it's aligned with your soul path as well. Mm-hmm. Because then it won't feel like you're working. It won't feel like you're having to force yourself to clock in. It'll feel like, okay, I know I have to do this because it's for my family, but also it's for my bloodline. It's for my generation. Okay? So guys, make sure that going into 2026, like we talked about last, so start putting those intentions in now. Start grounding and manifesting those things now, because you want to have those things come into fruition when 2026 hits. You don't want to wait for them to hit. You want them to be grounded now, so that when 2026 comes, it's already on the brink of it. Like you're already like walking into it. And that's hard for a lot of people. I get it, guys. I was in the matrix and I was clocking in, clocking out. And my only concern was what vacation I'm going to eat. That was my concern. But that wasn't fulfilling me on a soul level. It was fulfilling me on this level, which is equally important because I have to take care of my bills. I got to pay, to have stuff being taken care of. But my soul was empty. And that's what mattered most at the end of the day. So make sure you guys are really intentional when you're writing down these things for your New Year's Eve resolution. Make sure you're intentional about these things and know how to differentiate, like we said, between things that are teaching you, that are healing you, and that are elevating you, because sometimes the lines are blurry. Sometimes you feel like something that is coming to like teach you a lesson may be there to heal you. And sometimes the lessons do heal you, because a lot of these healers, me, myself personally, I elevated once I healed, but that pain had to hit first. The pain had to hit. The pain had to hit hard. It had to bring me to my knees. I had to sit Indian style and lay in fetal position sometimes, but that's what it took to get me to heal, to elevate me on the level that I'm on now. So make sure that you're not holding on to things that are only there to teach you. Because if you're holding on to it, you won't be able to receive things that are there to elevate you. Sometimes things that are there to teach you are only there for a short period of time. They have an expiration date, which I think everything has an expiration date. Nobody lives forever. Mm-hmm. So some things that are there to teach you have an expiration date. And you have to decide when it's time for that person, that job, that entity, that energy to leave. You got to decide when the lesson is learned. And a lot of people are learning the same lessons over and over and over and over again, just with different energies. So don't waste your time doing that. Time is of the essence now. Time is moving. Look, we're already in 2020. 2026 is next month. Come on.
A few weeks.
That's crazy.
Just a few weeks away.
It's literally a few weeks away. So, guys, come on. Get it together. Get it together or forget it forever. So that's all I had on my end. Yes.
Oh, no. Okay. No, I was going to say, because as you was talking, it was something that you said about, it was something about getting the lesson, get it quick. I got lost in thought. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it was just what you said. It just a few moments ago, I should say. And what it sparked a memory and this came to me. So the memory is this. I do remember another one of my very first, one of my only heartbreak, and I say this to the point that I felt it in my soul. Heartbreak was with someone that I um was spending time with. Like it was to the point where if something went wrong with this person, I would pick up on it and instantly, what's wrong with you? And he would be like, how'd you, because you're pulling on me. And there's several people that literally pull on me. Um, for those who know my sister Kim, I call her my sister. From she went to App State with all of us. She she used to, like, after graduation, she would follow my mind so heavy. And it's like, you know how when Spider-Man be talking about his spider senses, it would be something like that. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? And she's like, how you know what's something wrong with me? I said, because you're pulling on me now. What's wrong? But this guy was the same way, but we were so close. Like, I will never forget the time where he had diabetes at the time, and he was having an attack, and I said, it was like almost like later, it was like 11, between 11:30, 11:40 at night, and I'm like, this is too late to be calling anybody, love interest or not. Like, I don't want it to be seem like this, right? But it was like, call him. And I was like, I called him. He answered, and he was like, hey. And I said, what's going on with you? And he said, what do you mean? I said, something's going on with you right now, because I keep picking it up and it won't leave. What's going on with you? And he was like, I don't know. I don't feel too well. I think I'm about to go to the emergency room. I said, well, okay, you go to the emergency room and you tell your roommate to give me a call so I can keep up. I said, because at that time we lived like 40 minutes away. So either way, if anything was going to happen, I wouldn't make it in time. And so, sure enough, went into as they say, a sugar attack. And he had to stay in the hospital for a few days. And he called me later and he was like, how did you know? I was like, you're always ringing in my spirit. You're always ringing. And so one of the things that happened was when we realized that we had to walk away from each other, it was so devastating to me. I went to sleep. I was just like normal, just like, okay, well, this didn't work. I'll just, go somewhere else. But as I went to sleep, I had a dream about us. And when I woke up, I was boohooing, crying, but it literally felt like my heart was removed from my body. And that let me know that is how, when a soul tie is severed from a past relationship. Now, this is the download that I was just getting. When you have fulfilled a contract, for some people, you would feel it physically, because it means this contract has been fulfilled. You no longer have to worry about it. Moving forward, we are still friends. We are still friends, and he's married and everything. I respect his relationship. And we still, like, there's no, hey, remember this, and oh, I thought about you today. It ain't no going back and forth. We are strictly friends, and we do give each other wise counsel every now and then. It's like, I'll say, hey, what do you think about this? He'll do the same, and it's funny because it's like how we started is not where we are now, but it was necessary. The ancestors and spirit and God, however you want to call spirit, and knew that we were not right for each other to be together in that way, but in another way, and that cord had to be severed to save us both. So yeah, I wanted to share that.
But I like that you acknowledged that you knew it had to be severed, because that is a big accountability is so important. So the fact that you knew that it had to be severed, despite you knowing that you had that, energetic tie to that person, you knew it had to be severed. So accountability is so important. So that's why Spirit commended you and blessed you after that, because you didn't prolong that. You knew that that was only for a season. And that's why you were blessed abundantly, because you didn't let that ride out past the expiration date. And I think that's a lesson. And I'm glad you gave that download, because that's a lesson for someone to not let something go past the expiration date.
Exactly. Exactly. So I tell people, when you know it's time to cut the cord, cut the cord. No matter what it looks like, no matter how it feels. Sometimes if you got to take that shot and go, do it. But you got to cut it. Because if you don't, like, I don't even want to think about what could have happened. Like, because I honestly wouldn't know.
Yeah. No, I love that, because I think we tend to make up, false scenarios in our brain that kind of perpetuates us dragging our feet to take care of business. So the fact that you didn't think about what could have, should have, would have happened, I think saved you. And I think that allows you to continue to, not cut ties, but to cut that cord.
Yeah, to cut that particular cord. You're right.
And a lot of people don't know that you can cut a cord. Like certain connections can be severed, but you just have to know how to sever it. And you have to know, honestly, what connection you're in, especially if it's karmic. If it's karmic, those are going to, fizzle out on its own, whether you want it to stay or not. Spirit won't allow someone to be in your life longer than they need to. But still have that power. Know that you hold the power to end certain connections that are no longer serving you, especially if you're elevating. And people always say, there's no need to cut rotten fruit off because it's going to fall anyway, or however the saying goes or whatever. But once you're elevating, you won't need to cut anybody off, because they're going to cut themselves off. They will eliminate themselves, because they'll no longer be able to reach you on your frequency. So that's why it's so important for you guys to continuously pour into yourself and elevate yourself, not just on a economical level, but on a frequency. Like, elevate yourself, okay? Pour into yourself, nurture yourself, value yourself, love yourself, because the more you elevate yourself, the people that are not for you, they're not going to be able to reach you. You won't need to cut them off physically or energetically. They're going to cut themselves off. So guys, always be in the energy of constantly evolving, constantly elevating, constantly pouring into yourself. And I guarantee you won't have an issue with trying to get rid of people. They will eliminate themselves. So yes, thank you. That was a powerful message. And I think just you building off of what we said initially about, severing ties with things that are only to be temporary, that's important. And so thank you for just reiterating that, because someone needs to hear that. Absolutely. To just, know that they have the power to cut ties with something. So yes, so that is what I wanted to point out to you guys. Not so much to plug my services in, but to just let you guys know that is the reason why you feel these energetic pulls and ties and magnetisms to certain people, because it literally is written. Like, it was already written in your chart. And if you do have a connection, a soul connection with someone that is high vibrational, hold on to it, nurture it and pour into it, because those are fair and far between. Like, those are hard to find these days. Like it truly is. Yes, it's a split now, and it's people that are for themselves and people that are actually helping uplift the frequency of humanity. But if you are amongst the people that are helping Mother Gaia rise and evolve and heal, stay close to people that are like that, because they on your side. It's this side and it's this side. So stay on the side where people are actually helping uplift the frequency of humanity, because they will in turn help you. And you can't help the world until you help yourself. So, yes. So, yes, those are divine connections. If you guys want a more in-depth, detailed analysis, you are more than welcome to hit the link in my bio and book a personal chart reading and or book a reading with yours truly, B. And speaking of readings, B is going to give a collective reading, as he always does. Now keep in mind, we have switcherooed the whole gig with him giving out the complimentary readings. That is done, okay? Now you guys will have to cash at B 1111, angel number 1111, in order to receive a reading from B, from Ask B. So we'll go ahead and have B drop his cash app in the comments, and I'll pin it. Again, this collective reading that B is doing now is for the collective, okay? Mm-hmm. It's collective, it's general, so it may or may not hit. If you guys want a direct personal reading, you are more than welcome to book that with him, and he will give that to you on or off air. It does not have to be on the live. If you guys want a personal reading off of the live, it is not required that you guys get that reading on live. You are more than welcome to get the reading off of live, but you will have to send him that 1111 in the cash app. So, yeah, B, whenever you're ready.
Okay, there's that.
Thank you, Soraya, for complimenting my headpiece. If you're still on, you said you're studying, so thank you if you're still listening. I appreciate it. There it is, Be Royal. Pin comment, yes. And thank you guys for staying on with us.
Yes.
Yay, Soraya's still here.
I'll put it like that. Whew. While I'm getting the cards, I do want to take the time to say that I appreciate my friends that are on this live, co-host included, audience members, those that watch. Because we have all been divinely connected in some form or fashion. We have had some sort of talks. There was one moment where both Ashley's and I were on a call, and we talked about how we went from just being normal, everyday people to waking up and like, oh my gosh, who else is in this boat of awakening with me? And lo and behold, it was members of our own tribe. And that's what I can honestly say has made some transitions very, very easy, because you have somebody that is tapped in and in tuned. So yes, I definitely appreciate that, especially, and even Soraya came into my life at another transitional period, multiple transition period. And even that, like Spirit knows what Spirit is doing.
Can I just say something as you're shuffling the deck? I just want to say that goes in alignment, or that is in alignment with tonight's topic, with divine connections, because, Soraya, I met through you. And I just feel like, certain connections here again, it's just like almost instant. Like you just click with certain people, even if you haven't spent any time with them, if it's no history, if you guys have no friends in common, it's certain people that you just click with. And that's why divine connections are divine, because you don't know why you click so fast, but you just did, and you just do. So it's like so important for you guys to nurture those connections, to nurture them, and to hold on to them, because like I said, there is a divide. There is a great divide. People who are still with the shits, people who are literally trying to heal. So make sure you are nurturing these connections that you guys have.
Yeah. All right. I have 5 cards laid before me. Let me stop. If y'all know, I was like, if y'all know that reference, y'all know that reference. Okay, so the first card is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And so my question to Spirit was, what do you want the collective to know about their divine connections? And for some of you, you're not really seeing your connections the way you're supposed to. It's you're praying for things, you're asking Spirit for certain things, and you're already connected to people that has those resources. So say for example, like a lot of people didn't know that I could write grants, right? And so in conversations, recently, a lady that I know was saying, "Hey, I need somebody. I'm looking for a grant writer. I wish God would send, or I'm praying to God for God to send me a grant writer." And I look at her and I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm right here." And she kept talking and talking, and I was like, "I'm right here." And she kept talking. Finally, I was like, my head was upside down, like, "I'm right here." And she was like, What? I said, "I write grants." And she said, "Oh my gosh." And I said, "Yes." And so she was like, "I want you to help me work on a project." And so it's like those, okay. Spirit just reminded me of the scripture that says, "Know those that labor among you," basically. Know whose each other's gift is. And I like remind you, like I just thanked the Ashleys in one of our conversations, we begin to talk about the gifts that we have. And it's like, "Oh my gosh, how did you get through this? Oh my gosh, what did you think about this?" And just to bounce those ideas and those questions off of each other help us to grow a little more. And so Spirit is saying, pay attention to your friends. Ask your friends those embarrassing questions, because you never know. They will hold the key. They will hold those answers. The next is the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is in reverse. And it's letting me know that some of you are not taking. So it's a dual hitter. It's connected with what I just said. Do not be afraid to ask your friends those wonky questions, those difficult questions. Ask them, because right now you're just like, I can't ask them that. I don't want to take movement towards that. I don't want to take charge of the situation, and yet you're lost in the dark. No matter what the thing is, it can even be something physical. It doesn't have to be something spiritual. It could be, I really don't. You say you lived in a place where you didn't have to drive, and now you move to a place and you have to drive, and you're just like, you're afraid to tell your friend, like, "Girl, bro, like, I can't drive, like, can you help me?" And it's like you won't take the chance to go ahead and learn, because you believe that your friend is going to look at you some type of way. No. um Spirit is saying to take charge. The others, for others, I want you to look at his face. His face is really angry. These are also the same situations for some of you who need to sever, there we go, certain ties, and you refuse to, and then you're trying to figure out why you're angry or why you depressed, and then that depression leads to anger. It's because you're not severing those ties with certain people. You know you have to, but it's like you keep making excuses for them, and you can no longer keep making excuses because it's causing you to not move the way you're supposed to. And when you don't move the way you're supposed to, you get stuck, you get complacent, you stop doing everything, and you start focusing more so on them than on yourself. Okay, okay. Um, the next one, it's a it's a lot of people in reverse. I'm just gonna say this. The next one is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse.
Ooh, child.
Some of y'all are out here spending money on people, and it's
Tricking.
and it's like, yeah, it's causing you to, or actually, hold on. I stand corrected. This card I had to look at it to double check, and it's no, it's in the upright. It's in the upright. So you're spending your money correctly. You're making wise investments. But for some of you, you are, because I'm still getting that energy that some of you are, and maybe you're coming out of this energy, which is probably why I picked up on it, because it's like, but you're spending money on people. And maybe you're stopping at this point. You're realizing that you have to stop this energy. Once you stop, I got my money, right?
Hello.
Um, but I'm also hearing investments. So for some of you, your divine connection is going to be in the form of investments. Um, oh my gosh, it just dawned on me about something. So you know who you are. So this investment that you have to make, what I'm getting is that, you know, once you make it, you will be set. It's nothing to worry about because you're being divinely connected for a reason. Now, make sure that you stay on the task. I would say, like, keep your eyes on the ultimate goal, because that's when the opposing forces, the opposing energies do come in and try to make something that's meant for you look bad. They try to put like an evil light on it. So we do have to be careful with that, even with divine connections, because how many times have we seen a movie where someone sabotages someone else to make the person that the other person's supposed to be with look bad, but then they still end up together because it's fated, right? It's the same thing. When things and people are fated to you, it doesn't matter that you can fall on your face in the mud and rip your whole outfit, and people are laughing at you and like, oh my gosh, that's that person that fell and fell in the mud and da 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 da. But the other person remembers you, but also remembers how you gracefully got up, how you gracefully washed yourself off and transformed yourself even in that moment and still put your best foot forward. Excuse me. And because of that, they see you in a different light than how other people see you, and are still attracted to you, still want to be in your presence.
Mm-hmm.
The next, oh shit up now. I like this card. It's the Four of Wands, baby. What we celebrating? These
And
these divine connections are gonna be are things, uh, yeah, that you're gonna celebrate. And I want to, and I want to laugh. If I can get my words together, I'm really excited, y'all. So look at this. It's a couple, two people, right? Divinely connected to carry those, I believe they're apples, or I'll just say that plant, right? That edible plant to the function. Meaning that when you celebrate, your divine connections will be celebrating with you, if not helping you to get to the point of celebration. Right. So when once you like, it's not gonna oftentimes be easy, right? There's always gonna be something that comes up. And to just think about it, for those who've been watching the show for a while, how many times have Ashley and I started a show and the internet does something wonky, whether or not it's doing Mercury retrograde or not? It's like something is happening energetically, and it's like the volume's too low, the camera's out, but we still progress. We still went forward anyway. And that's what divine connections do. They say, I kept using this word last night. It's coming to me again. Come what may, we're going to do this thing. We're going to get through this together. We're going to make impact. We're not going to stop. And when you say that, you're showing the universe that this is why the universe has put the Wonder Twins together in the first place. Right. So keep going, keep pushing. And I just want to say this. When you're divinely connected, oftentimes your dress code matches unannounced. We did not plan.
Always though. We are always dressing alike. Like, get out of my window.
Yeah. And this is the first time I've talked to Ashley all day. And so this lets you know, when you're divinely connected, you're just in sync with so many things. Oftentimes I would get a message, I would go ahead and write it out, right? I'll go to church and whoever's speaking will say the exact thing that I received. And I'm like, exactly. This is what Spirit wants everybody to know, no matter the platform. And this is definitely a topic that we'll have to talk about in the future. But when it comes to spirituality, religions is the only thing that divides spirituality. There's only one spiritual realm. Anything spiritual is anything spiritual, no matter which platform or who you ascribe to. This is why you have certain readers that say, however you call spirit. Even I said it a few minutes ago. However you address spirit, God, Father, Mother, Sister, Daughter, Brother, Great One, however, spirit acknowledges the fact that you acknowledge spirit.
Yep.
Right? And when you get into that space, spirit is going to make sure that no matter what you and the person that you are divinely connected with, as long as you are helping the work of spirit do what spirit needs to do or is doing in the earth, it's going to match. You're going to see how in sync you are. You can be working on different projects and be like, hey, let me run this by you. What? I'm doing the same thing. It's not by coincidence. What do you say, Bestie, about coincidence? There's no coincidence. It's something that you always say.
I always say that from this moment on, there's no such thing as coincidences. There's always signs and synchronicities, but nothing is a coincidence.
Right. And that's very true. Like even last night with the Wise Council, one of the parties, I was with them when they received the message. And I had to remind them, that this is the message that you received over a month ago, but it wasn't pertaining to you, it was pertaining to this situation. And it brought on a whole new light about the situation that they wanted to talk about. So I wanted to share that because sometimes your synchronicity is not going to be just for you, but with the person you're divinely connected to. The last card that came out is, interestingly enough, the 9 of Wands.
Ooh.
But this one and this stance and in this deck, this Nine of Wands is saying that you are already prepared for you are getting into the stance of when you need to stay and when you need to move. You're already prepared. It's not that you're necessarily being on the defensive side. It's just that, hey, it is, in case I got to do what I need to do, then hey, I'm prepared. I don't have to go looking for it. But I'm also getting the sense that on this journey, for me in this deck, this looks like, I'm gonna show you the reversal too. It looks like this man is on a journey. That's what I've always picked up. And it's like when it's in the reverse, it's just, well, I can't really rest. I'm gonna take a break, but hey, I'm nervous. I don't know what's happening. And on this, it's like, no, I'm just going on about my day, and it is what it is. Right? There's this easiness with it. And because there's this easiness, it's like you don't have to be on the defensive side about anything. Because when you're divinely connected with someone, they're going to pinpoint out things to you, which is why you should always bring in wise counsel to your situation. And most of the time, spirit has already led certain people in your life. There's so many times with my best friends up here, we have had wise counsel with each other, and they will see things that we did not see. And that is because with that unit, if spirit is sending you someone that you can trust on this physical plane, then there oftentimes will be your eyes and ears when people don't know it. There's been times where people would say stuff around me not knowing that I knew the party at hand. And I'm saying, hey, watch out. Be careful. That the person that I was talking about earlier, the one where I felt like my heart was ripped out, there was a situation where um he had to go to another city, like almost an hour, if not an hour away. And I'll just say it, he's a minister. He's a minister. And so I told him, I said, this just came to me. I said, be careful with who you share where you're going to, because not everybody's for you. You don't have to share where you're going all the time. Like, God is really telling me that you have to be careful with that. He said, okay. As soon as he said okay, somebody said, hey, before you leave, where you going to minister? He stopped and looked at me, and I was like,
that is crazy.
Now you can believe me or you don't. But as soon as I said what I heard, and then it happened seconds later, the ball is in your court. I did what I was supposed to do. He looked at me, and then he was just like, he just shook his head. And I was just like, I'm telling you. And so, and maybe that is for somebody too. Like, you don't have to often always tell people what you're doing, because you don't know the intentions that they have for you. But for your divine connects, you will know.
Right.
You will know. And that's all right, spirit. That's the message for the collective tonight.
Spirit acting up.
Spirit be acting up with me. You all do not understand. Spirit acts up all the time when it comes to me, and I'll be like, yeah, that's crazy. You want me to say what? Okay. I'm going to pull these.
Filter.
Now, Soraya, did you want me to do this on live, or did you want me to pull in private? I know you said it was just general.
Yeah, please clarify for us so that we know.
Okay.
She said in private.
No, she said live.
Okay, live. Okay.
I have no idea what this means, but I just heard pentagon shape.
Pentagon shift.
Pentagon shape. Actually, I do. I'm getting clarification on that. Okay. Let me see. Making sure I do this.
Pentagon shift. What's my phone saying it's overheating again?
Okay.
Take me getting on my nerves. Mysteries of the Bible and Jesus, proposed bloodline. He's like, get out my head. Y'all are crazy. My phone overheating.
I just read it. Okay. So the pentagon shape was for me. Pentagon shape was for me. But there's also a midpoint line at the bottom line. So in the pentagon shape, the first card that came out is the Hermit card. Um, well, out of this card, the energy that I'm picking up is the energy of basically downloads, getting enlightened about certain things, um, things being revealed to you, unknown things that you weren't quite. Yeah, I'm hearing you weren't quite looking for them, but they just kind of appeared, and so it's like there was this interest, and it's like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and I don't want to say go down the rabbit hole, but it's like okay, well, this is interesting. I'll take a look at it. Um, and out of it, it's like you become so enlightened. And the thing about the Hermit card is that the Hermit card is one that where you have been separated. And I think about I just heard Training Day, but I have Rocky in mind, but I just heard Training Day where when you're in training for something, it's like if people do not know that you're training for it, they're not looking for you to be in that space. And so when you're by yourself and you're doing the things that you're supposed to, you're getting you're getting the downloads. But the other side of the Hermit card is that the Hermit does not dress or look like this person afterwards because there's this transformation that takes place. And it's like you gone from, I'll take it from a male perspective, like the man who has the overgrown beard and the big afro and the uncleansed skin who gets the makeover, right? And has the long dirty nails, right? When he gets the makeover, the beard is trimmed, the hair is trimmed, there's the face is cleansed and moisturized and everything else. He's given a pedicure and a manicure and his nails are done and he looks like a total different person. And that's the energy that I'm getting out of this hermit card, is that you're whatever the situation is, it's like people are going to be like, oh wow, like I didn't realize you were doing that. I didn't realize that this is what was going on, and it's like this transformation. The other part, which is why I was like, okay, because the second card that came out, and this is along the first full line out of the pentagram or pentagon, excuse me, is the wheel of fortune. Things turning out into your favor anyway, right? So this kind of goes along with that taking a chance on things. Uh, when you take the chance on things, it's going to work out in your favor anyway because it's meant to. Like what is meant to work out in your favor will work out. What is not will kind of exit its way. And then along that same line is the King of Pentacles. Somebody who knows how to master the money, knows how um he just knows how to work with the money. And mind you, in the the general reading before your reading, there was the Queen of Pentacles, and now we're seeing the King of Pentacles. So there is this King of Pentacles that's showing the Queen of Pentacles how to work with what she has, right? I'm not really picking up like a relationship type of energy, but I am picking up that energy of I know what I'm doing, right? That energy of I know how to guide you in a way where you can balance it out. And again, it's going to work out in your favor. This King of Pentacles, I'm hearing it's a short term stay, it's not a long term. So yeah, it's definitely confirming something like along the guidance, because you will know how to edit anyway based off of this what you've perceived from the hermit mode. Now the next two cards, um when you look at the pentagon, not pentagram but pentagon, starting from the hermit to the wheel of fortune, we now, and this card is backwards for me, so as I turn it you're going to see it too for the first time. um the hermit, the wheel of fortune, leading up to the four of wands. What did we just talk about? The four of wands, victory, dancing, that celebration. It's going to lead to a celebration, right? Everything is working out in your favor, and it means that you have nothing to fear. It's just celebration. It's a time to celebrate what's to come. Now, when we get to the other side, the hermit to the King of Pentacles, this card flipped up. It's the King of Cups, right? So we have the King of Pentacles here and the King of Cups. That king like energy is taking charge, taking stance. And so from a place of finances, it is that energy of you taking ownership, taking happiness, being well balanced, and understanding that I'm hearing that the boundaries that you put in place is necessary but good. The boundaries is, I mean, and I know for a fact that Soraya is really good with boundaries, so I have no questions on that. But it's like because of the boundaries, you're going to be happy with your results, and you'll be able to celebrate it in a way that it's not questionable. Like, should I be happy? Um, and that is not necessarily a what is the word I want to use? Imposter, thank you. Imposter syndrome, because some people could really be nervous when they make a decision. They're like, did I make the right decision? Like I felt like I made the right decision in the moment of you making the decision, but then it's that afterthought. Where what I'm getting is that you will not have an afterthought because it's like you, as soon as you do this thing, whatever this thing is, you're going to see the result and it's going, okay, yeah, I made the right decision. Um, and I think I talked about investments earlier. It's almost like when you think about investments, and if you never invested in anything before, and you make an investment and you like you hit the goal. Like people are like, oh wow, you invested in a really good time because this company just went up and your shares of your investment has tripled and for your first hit. That's very rare. It's things like that. The last card, the midpoint, is the Knight of Cups. So for the Four of Wands to the King of Cups, there is this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is that knight that says, I'm protecting your happiness. So whether it's because of the efforts through this King of Pentacles that you're going to be protecting and you're protecting your victory, or because things are falling into place for you anyway from this Wheel of Fortune, because the wheels are turning to your favor, you are celebrating. Your celebration is protecting your happiness. So it's like no matter how you look at the situation, you're set up for the good, you're set up for the goal. And I'm hearing this is generational. This is generational. Like you, like it's generational in the point and in the fact that I'm gonna knock on some wood for you, right? In the future, for your children, or for the children like your nieces and nephews' children, right? Or someone in the family looking and studying. Okay, well, how did you do this? It's that I'm getting Joseph and his brother. The end, if you know Joseph, the story of Joseph and his many colors, his coat of colors, and but it's like look at the end of the story when he was sitting in the palace and his family wanted to know, how did you get here, basically. It's like how did you achieve this? And that's the generational wealth that comes with it, because generational wealth isn't all the time the wealth that you leave somebody, but the wealth of knowledge that you're able to teach people. What's the saying? I can give a man a fish all day long, but if I teach him how to fish, it's going to last him longer. It's that same type of energy. Oh, see, I just read what you said. But yeah, so it's so much, but it's like no matter what you do, the wheels are going to turn in your favor. I think this is why Spirit asked me to give this reading to you in the short the shape of a pentagon. It's to show that no matter what you do, if whether you go to the left or to the right, it's going to make sense. It's all connected. I do want to see. I just happen. I say I want to see what's at the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. It's confirming it. Like
Jackpot.
that's the jackpot. Like it's no matter what you do, it's the jackpot.
Drop a money sign in the comment if that hit.
Okay.
And thank you for asking a question, Soraya. We appreciate you. She said, get out of my head. Y'all is too much. I cannot. Y'all,
I'm telling y'all, like, yeah.
There we go. She dropped that money sign.
Yeah.
That means it hit different.
Right. And for those that watch, if you have cashed at me, let me know so that I can make sure that I get to you. If you're watching the replay, yeah, definitely just write reading or request a reading and drop how I can communicate with you so that I can make sure that I get to you.
Yeah, I need to be more intentional about following up because after you do the reading, I don't do my due diligence to ask if anyone else has sent a DM or sent a Cash App. So if you guys have sent the Cash App, please make sure that you DM B to make sure that you get your reading because I need to make sure that I'm doing the follow-up after we do the pinned comment. So thank you, Soraya, again for asking your question. Before we go, was there anyone else that would like to have a personal one-on-one reading with B on or off camera? As I said before, this does not have to be on the live. You guys are more than welcome to take this behind closed doors and do the reading off of live if you are more comfortable doing it one-on-one without other people in your business. That is totally up to you. So,
yes, business. I haven't heard that in so long.
little scrappy.
Okay.
Little scrappy came out right now. So yeah, but you guys do not have to ask a question on the live. It's just we're on live now, so it just we're just making use of our time on the live. But you don't have to ask your question on the live. You are more than welcome to ask it off live, where it's just you and B. So please make sure you utilize sending him a DM so that you get your money's worth. All right. And we just want to thank you guys again for rocking with us. What, almost 3 years? This is bananas. This is bananas. This is crazy. It feels like we just started. It feels like we just started this.
Right.
And I'm telling you, like, when you do what you love, you don't count the months, you don't count the hours, you don't count the years, because it feels like you just started because it's what you love. It's what we were sent here to do. We do this for you guys. Yes, it's healing us. It's healing our bloodlines, but we do this for you guys. Hey, Quam.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. And we just want to remind you guys that we do this every Tuesday, 11:11 Eastern. 11. We had somebody on from South Africa today. I was blown away. I was like, what? Africa? I was like, get out of here. It's the morning time there. Yes. So she was like, yeah, 8:30. I was like, oh my God. So, yeah, if you guys are watching from wherever you're watching at, we do this every Tuesday of 11:11 Eastern Standard Time, 11:11 p.m., excuse me. And you can always catch the replay after we wrap the show up. We always upload it and you guys can go back, catch what you guys missed. I can't believe it either, Ash.
Right.
Girl, 3 years, Ash. 3 years, my love. And we're entering into 2026. So that's why I said, go ahead and, get your ish together, guys, because we are literally on the brim of a new year. The new year awaits us all. So I think the next episode we'll do our New Year's rituals and all the tricks and tips that we have. Every New Year, we always have an episode right before the new year where we always talk about tips and tricks to prepare for the new year, rituals, spells, all the things we do to prepare for the new year. So we'll definitely bring that to you guys next week, right? Because the week after will be the new year.
Exactly.
So next week we'll have that episode. So thank you guys for joining us for yet another episode of Cards and Conversations. Every Tuesday, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. Same time, same place.
Yes.
Make sure we see everybody who's on now next week, okay?
Yeah,
the show
absolutely.
that Cards and Conversations. What did I say at the end? I have like a mommy brain right now.
For every
Cards and
day.
Conversations.
Unfold.
Where every episode, there we go. Where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. So we'll see you guys next week. Love y'all. Stay dangerous.
Yes.
Bye guys.
Peace.
Peace.